The more I speak about peace, the more I try and find ways to deliver the message in a way that you will recognize that I'm not just talking about pie in the sky kind of information. I'm actually talking about something that you can do on a daily basis. Peace is a daily choice. So it is possible to, go through a lot and feel the emotions that go with everything that you're going through, and yet still have peace about the situation. So today I want to talk to you about, yes, it's not easy to have peace in the storm, but it is possible. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified. I tend to feel like the more I speak about peace in the storm, the more maybe some of you guys may feel like I'm just talking because, I haven't been through things. I haven't experienced difficulties. So it's easy for you to speak, Pulaa, because, when your life has been a smooth sailing, right? But I just wanted to let you know, every time I speak about peace in the storm, it is a choice that I make on a daily basis, to live a peaceful life. I've shared before, it's not an easy thing because, as human beings, we've got a little bit of pride, a certain percentage of pride. Some have more than others, but we all have a certain percentage of pride to us that doesn't allow us to, do certain things that will actually at the end give us peace. For example, it is our pride that stops us from asking for forgiveness if we know we've wronged somebody. It is our pride that stops us from forgiving people who have hurt us, even though we know that, maybe they are apologetic about what they did. It is our pride that lets us hang on to situations or to certain things that people did to us, even though we can see that these things are hurting us more than them, right? So all of us have this level of pride that we want to maintain, to make sure that people don't just mess around with us, to make sure that there are certain standards that we have set for ourselves. There are certain things that we'll accept from people, and there are certain things we won't accept, right? So it is a matter of pride that gets us to those kind of decisions. So when you have to humble yourself, eat humble pie, set aside your pride in order to have peace. That is not a child's play. That takes determination. That takes a conviction in your soul to say, this is the kind of life that I want to live. And I know it is difficult. I'm not talking about things that I'm not experiencing on a daily basis. I normally share how since like 2016, my life was such a mess in 2016 that I just didn't know what to do with myself. I was trying to fall pregnant. I couldn't. I was trying to find a job. I couldn't get a job, not even an interview. I was sending 10 CVs out on a daily basis because I had read in one website where they were saying, if you want to stand a good chance to be called on for an interview, you need to send 10 CVs out on a daily basis for at least 3 months. I did that for 2 months, every single day, sending out 10 CVs. And yet, out of all of the time, I got 2 interviews, like 2. Things were so bad. I didn't even have direction for my life. I didn't know what I wanted exactly. So my life was such a mess. But then I got a chance after a while, after working through my emotions, I then got a chance to, go back to work. But still, the one thing even today that I'm still dealing with is the fact that I have yet to conceive. A married woman, and we just celebrated our 8 years anniversary, right? And I mean, for somebody, that is just death, right? That is just death, because there's so many people saying so many things to you. You are beating yourself up, and you just cannot see beyond not falling pregnant. I mean, it consumes your entire life, right? So it is a difficult situation that I find myself in. And I might look like it's not important. Maybe for some people looking at me might feel like, I don't take this thing seriously. It is important to me. I want to have kids. I would love to have my own kids. I would love to conceive. It is a prayer of my heart on a daily basis. But I've learned that just because I'm lacking something doesn't mean my entire life is a disaster. In 2016, I allowed myself to be consumed by these 3 things that I didn't have. I just didn't have direction. I didn't have a job. I didn't have kids. And there were so many things that I was neglecting at the time that I was focusing on these things that I don't have, that I felt like my life was utterly useless, right? So today I just wanted to share with you the fact that even though you are going through whatever it is that is consuming you right now, when you start developing an attitude of gratitude, then you will realize that yes, you have a need. You have this need, but then again you will realize that this need has clouded your judgment about the things that you actually are blessed with. So it is important, as you're choosing a life of peace in the storm, to learn to be grateful. And when I mean an attitude of gratitude, I mean literally every day when you wake up, before you start thinking about your need or your want or this thing that has always consumed you, make a decision that before you think about it, you will wake up and thank God for the things that you actually have. You've got a house, maybe. You've got a job, maybe. You are married, maybe. You've got a committed partner, maybe. Maybe you are single, but you've got your own car. You've got your own job. There are so many things that you can count as blessings when you wake up. I mean, the one major thing that everyone is fighting for these days is just life. Oxygen in your lungs, your heart beating, you've got a pulse. That is the major blessing that you can ever have these days. We all know it. We all know that we have been affected by COVID-19. If it's not COVID-19, it's just other diseases that are taking away our loved ones. It's accidents that are taking away our loved ones. So when I say it is possible to have peace in the storm, I mean, yes, it is still my dream to be a mother. Yes, we are still trying to conceive. But when I started learning to have gratitude first before anything else in a day, then I started recognizing that I've let one area of my life take away the joy of everything else that I had, and I changed my attitude. I remember in 2017, I made a resolution that, I'm going to enjoy my life as it is. I'm going to enjoy the fact that at the time I was saying I'm going to enjoy the fact that I can control my hours. I'm at home. I can decide to go to gym whenever I want to. I join gym. I started a lifestyle that would make me happy, right? And it was in that moment when I started relaxing about these things that 7 months later, in July that year, I got a job, and I found purpose again in my life, right? So things started looking up when I started becoming grateful. And the fact that it was 7 months later after making that decision at the beginning of the year that I got a job, I didn't even recognize it because I was enjoying my life as it was. So just to encourage you today, yes, you are going through things. Yes, it is difficult maybe to forgive. It's okay. Maybe the pain is still new. Allow yourself to go through the emotions. It's okay. But even in that pain, even as new as the pain is, don't allow that tomorrow morning to be your first thought. Practice this. When you wake up tomorrow, go down on your knees. Thank God that you are alive. Thank God that your children are alive. Thank God that your parents are alive. Thank God for the roof over your head. Thank God for everything that you can thank Him for. And then continue on to work through your emotions. I tell you, when you start your day with gratitude, then day by day, your pain will get easier. The pride will settle. At some point, you'll start thinking clearly. You'll start seeing that there's more to life than this one thing that has been consuming you. You know what? I'm not saying that your issue is not an issue. And I'm not minimizing what you're going through right now. But I'm trying just at a heart-to-heart level to make you realize that even I go through things, but I found peace. And just because I'm saying I found peace doesn't mean I don't sometimes, feel emotional when I see kids, children, small babies. I see small babies. I see pregnant women. Sometimes I get emotional about it, right? Sometimes I just think, oh Lord, how I wish that was me, right? I get those days, those moments where I'm a little bit fragile about the situation that I have. But then I allow myself to go through that for an hour or two, or however long I need to go through that. But then the very next thing that I do is to tell God, you know what, although this is the desire of my heart, but I'm still grateful that you've given me this and this and that. And I found that the more I think about the things that I have currently, a supportive husband that I have, my in-laws or in-loves, right? I mean, those are the most supportive people that I know. Those are the things that I can thank God for, right? I've realized that the more I remind myself of the things that I currently have, the more I bring my desires to God with a clear heart, but still appreciating my life for what it is right now. So it is possible to have peace in the storm, but it takes effort, it takes commitment, it takes never giving up on yourself. Sometimes you might just think, I went back and I was an emotional wreck today, whereas the past 2 days I was okay. It's okay. Don't give up on yourself. If today is just not the day for you, it's okay. Allow yourself to go through the emotions. But tomorrow, make a decision again to start with gratitude. And sometimes, let's just make a therapy. Guys, let us make therapy normal. Black people, let us make therapy normal. We carry a lot in us and we don't even recognize that we're carrying it. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner peace and purpose coach.